Hey guys, welcome back to another video with Mustang Falcon. Today we've got a pretty big update. In my last video, I had just resumed my training with Falcon, and now my full attention is on him and getting him ready to move to the other barn. Once he's there, he'll be able to have his first farrier appointment, which is a pretty big milestone. So obviously we've got a lot of work to do, and I'm starting out by taking Falcon out of the pen for the very first time. It took a minute for him to realize that he could graze. This was seemingly exciting for one of my chickens, who followed closely behind Falcon to see if any tasty treats would be revealed and perhaps left behind. Once leaving the pen, Falcon quickly graduated to using the electric fencing. We also went on to introduce tying, which I use a blocker tie ring for. I absolutely love these tie rings because they do allow a release if the horse pulls back, which is really important if a Mustang is fearful. Feeling trapped and confined is only going to increase its fear and anxiety. Actually, I love these tie rings so much that I use them wherever I tie my horses, Mustang or not, doesn't matter. It is what I consider a must-have for Mustangs. I'll put the link in the description box below if you're interested. Now, prior to the first time tying, I make sure the horse understands how to give to pressure so that it's set up for success. I also typically do all of my training with a rope halter because of the added clarity, but I think I was going through a halter shortage at the time. Also during this period, we introduced the horse trailer, which started with a lot of pawing. Now, I've had quite a few horse trailers over the past couple of years. We've bought, fixed up, and sold several trailers, but it's kind of rare for me to actually have a trailer to use. Now, this trailer was new to us at the time, and I wasn't sure if and how long we would have it, so I wanted to make sure I got some loading practice in. Despite being under a little bit more of a time crunch, Falcon did really well and increased in his confidence. I started out with alfalfa waiting for him once he climbed on board, just to make it a more pleasant experience. Now, a lot of you probably don't know that before Mustangs and before being on YouTube, I was actually pretty adverse to using food during training. But since getting into Mustangs, I feel like I've been becoming increasingly aware of and considerate of a horse's emotions. Now, in this particular case, a tasty snack was helpful for Falcon feeling more comfortable while on the trailer. Was it necessary to get him on? I don't think so, but it was helpful in helping him feel more comfortable. And guys, I'm not at all saying that you have to use food in order to be considerate of your horse. That's not the case at all. There are multiple ways to be considerate of your horse's emotional state. I'm just saying that it's tremendously important because that directly correlates to what you can accomplish during training. Unless, of course, you're bullying the horse, because that's also very easy to do. And I'm also not saying that I'm a gold standard here, because I'm very, very flawed. Guys, I actually have a really hard time watching my old videos because of all the things that I do. Here's me screwing up using the hose for the first time. That did not go as planned. Anyway, learning is a journey, and I'm just doing the best I can with the knowledge that I have, and I'm continually trying to increase that knowledge. If you remember, I'm rolling out this series very, very late. This was actually from months ago. But that being said, I'm looking back with a very critical eye upon myself. It's actually very, very hard for me to watch and edit because I see so many things that I would now do differently because I now know better. For example, it's a little hard to see here, but I've got a gentle stream of water going, and I put the water on him and then pull it away and release. Notice here, which is still pretty early on to me introducing the water, how long I held it on his shoulder. As I was watching this footage, again, months after it happened, it honestly gave me anxiety, wondering, when am I going to release? And that really puts it into perspective of the horse. Imagine how the horse must feel when it's being introduced to something new. When is she going to release? Is it going to be a minute, an hour, all day, forever? They have no idea what our intentions are early on. Giving lots and lots of releases is really helpful for a horse gaining confidence and would have helped me gain Falcon's confidence faster. Now, I did gradually increase the amount of time the water was on him, and I was giving a lot of releases, but I'm just saying that I really should have just been giving more from the beginning, and that's a common theme throughout my learning journey here. That and lowering the energy of my body, those are two really big themes and areas that I've had to work on throughout my Mustang journey here, and I still need to keep working on them. I'm sharing all this in hopes that this is helpful for someone and that someone else can learn from my mistakes here. This isn't the worst that I've seen, no, but as you watch this, you can clearly see that Falcon was pretty uncomfortable as we started. His head was elevated. He was pretty worried about what I was doing. We did progress and his confidence did increase, but it would have been much better if I was just more attentive to his emotional state, gave more releases, took things a little bit slower, but here we are. Anyway, this was his first bath ever, but also the last one of the year. After this, the temperatures plummeted, so I wasn't able to repeatedly bathe him. Because of that, when he has his first bath come summer, it will probably be very much like his first experience here. But I still wanted to give him that experience and take advantage of one of the last warm days, and also just to clean him up a little bit. I've now got a cooler and am basically introducing blanketing, and once again, very much cringe going on here. Also, I want to apologize. Sometimes I don't speak very clearly and I had really bad grammar or just trip over my words, and honestly, it's a lot easier to keep going and hope that I don't do it again rather than to go back and fix it, which is very time consuming. So throughout my videos, I've got some pretty bad sentences, so sorry. But yeah, that's why you hear a lot of mistakes in some of my videos. Sometimes it's just not worth me fixing it. It's not that I'm completely ignorant, but I would never get anything done if I waited till it was perfect. That's just a general comment for all of the videos on this channel, not just this one. And moving forward, you're probably going to see a lot more of that because I'm really trying to change my processing and just get through some of this editing a little bit faster than I have been. I'm also just trying to be a lot more relaxed and casual as I'm making these and really just be myself, which is something that you really have to just grow into being comfortable with as you're making videos. Alright, let's get back to Falcon because that's why you're here. So you can see that I pushed Falcon a little bit too far here. I went past his comfort zone and he had that reaction. He wouldn't have had that reaction if he was comfortable with what I was doing. That kind of sounds silly to say, but it is true. It's all feedback that he is giving me. It's up to me to take that feedback, analyze it, and ask myself, how can I do things differently so that I win his confidence rather than cause him to react? The me today probably wouldn't even try to put the cooler on in this moment. Maybe I would have started with a hand towel and then a full-size towel and gradually worked my way up to this full-size sheet. Where I'm at today is putting a lot more focus into the horse's mental state. I want them to be relaxed as I'm teaching them new things. A relaxed and confident horse is far less likely to have a reaction during a training session. Now, this isn't to say that you're not going to see reactions coming from the horses I'm working with, because you will, but this is what I'm trending towards. Now, of course, later that day, a botfly came and laid eggs all over Falcon, so I had to scrape them off. Actually, I found this really odd because I haven't ever seen botfly eggs on any of my horses, so this is the first time that I've had to scrape botfly eggs off. Now at this point, I hadn't yet picked up Falcon's feet before. I usually try to do a bunch of other things on the ground before picking up feet, and then it usually goes quite smoothly. Since I was doing a lot of leg handling, I decided to go for it. Everything in this video was done over the course of a week. This was a bit of a spike in his progress, and if you remember, I am really preparing him to move him over to the other barn where he can see the farrier. But yeah, it was a pretty eventful week with a lot of firsts. First time leaving the pen, being in electric fencing, loading a trailer, blanketing, bathing, picking up the feet. Now you can see Falcon clearly has a wonderful disposition. He's very, very quiet. One of my quieter Mustangs for sure. So he is flying because he is amazing. And it's really just more of me actually putting the time in and working with him consistently, which has made the difference. Now Falcon was able to be moved to the other barn soon after this, and his next video you'll see will be his new domestication routine. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye!